Hi, everyone. Hi, Margaret. How's everybody doing? We made it to Sunday, which I don't know. That means we're getting closer to the work week, but um, but then we're a day closer to next weekend, right? Can everybody hear me? Okay, I see that the thing around my image is moving in and out, and I did hit go live. Oh, good. Okay, Margaret. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Amanda. Welcome. Hi, Alice. Yay. Hi, Lisa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, great. Thank you, Alice. Hi, Finity. Let me see if I can say, I really like your name. Finity, the timey-wimey limey. I love it. Hi, Kieran. Oh, really? Okay, so Kieran is saying that someone who blindly believed all of H&M's rewriting of history finally had her bubble burst. Wait, I'm sorry. Do you mean that they realized that what they were believing was false, or that the Vanity Fair article came out and that's what burst the bubble? Hi, Mean Eileen. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Lou. Hi, Teaspoon. Hi, Sexy Bee. Hi, Only Me. Oh, yeah, the fire insanity. I know. Hi, Carol. Hi, EDF. Welcome, everybody. You guys, I got a new office chair and I've like lifted it up, and I think I've lifted it up. Well, I've definitely lifted it up too much because I'm like a kid and my feet don't hit the ground, but it's like being a kid on a swing, you know? It's fun. I love it. How did everyone's weekend go? We had some surprising news, right, with that Vanity Fair article? There's some stuff I wanna show you from that, actually. Well, there's a snippet I wanna show you from it, and then I wanna show you another article that came out today that was meant to, um, negate what was in a portion of the Vanity Fair article, but it's so ridiculous, like, the claim that's in that other article. We're gonna have a good time, you guys. It's a funny one. I also have a bunch of funny questions ready for all of you, so it's gonna be a good time. Hi, Ocean Gal. I always get so excited to do these lives. You know, I have to tell you, I get a little bit anxious, like, right before. And I don't know if you all have noticed, but the Sussex Squad is out in like full force. I usually don't get like negative comments on my YouTube, but today it's been like, I mean, not that I got a lot, but it's just a lot more than usual. Kieran says, yes, they see them for the grifters they are now. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, Kieran. So you're in California too, but up north. I know their behavior with the fire was it really is repulsive. That's a really good way of putting it. I also have a friend that I've been talking to about this over and over again, and she's like, "Well, we don't know what happens behind closed doors." And it's a level-headed approach, right? Um Unless you've been studying them. So, she's realizing, like, and it was the fires with her too, because I was like, "I can't believe they showed up," and she's like, "Wow, that really is disgusting." I was like, "Yes, thank you. Thank you." Sexy B says, "I've seen 2 squatties video talking bad about MM." Oh, so Sexy B, you mean they've, like, flipped on her? Oh, hi, Elisa, I'm glad you're here. Oh, this is gonna be a good time, Elisa. We're gonna article, that's meant to negate something from the Vanity Fair article, and then we're gonna have some hypothetical questions. It's gonna be a good time. Thank you, Carol. So Carol's reminding everyone to please hit the like button. Karen is asking, do I know anything about Megan's 2016 pregnancy allegedly? You know, there's a lot of rumblings about that coming out. And I was just watching the Sidley twins live on replay, and showed something from Lady C's ex talking about the Vanity Fair article. There was a portion of that that you could kind of read between the lines, and the Sidley twins thought that perhaps that's alluding to this pregnancy or the pregnancy. Oh, the 2000, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. I thought you meant the 2018 into 19 pregnancy. I have not heard anything about a 2016 pregnancy. I've never heard of that. Yeah. I know, right, Alice? That Vanity Fair article was brutal. Yes, mean Eileen, exposure is a narcissist's worst nightmare. Hi, Jim Mom of Three. Glad you're here. Margaret, you've had negative comments as well. I know I mean, you can't blame them because Vanity Fair has put out so many positive things about them. This must be like so shocking to them. Lisa says, I got called something of a sugar on your channel, but I couldn't make out what she said. I know, I know. One of them said that I was a narcissist, and I mean, I don't know if I like to look at all the evidence, right? So when someone says that to me, my first thought is, am I a narcissist? And the fact that I ask myself, am I a narcissist, shows I'm not a narcissist. And I know that I have empathy for people. Like it's very easy for me to cry when I see someone else suffering, and like I can honestly, I mean, I can feel it. That's why it's hard for me to be around people for too long, even though I'm an extrovert, because I don't know, it's just it becomes draining for me. Yeah, so let's see. Did I get Yeah, the lemon rats are losing their mind. I know. Several YouTubers have said that. Yeah, yeah, teaspoon. I don't know what's going on. Someone said I had a nasally voice and that I shouldn't read passages. So I don't like in the video I posted today, I read a little bit from Tom Bower's Revenge, mostly because like I don't want to paraphrase what was said. Like I think it's better if I just read it. And so I can't tell if this was someone that's an actual follower because they had to have actually watched the video to find out, but I don't know. I don't know. Hi, what's new? What's new says all the bad publicity has the Suck It Squad unable. Yeah, they can't defend it. They can't defend it. Oh, Crazy Days just dropped it, Kimmy says. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. And I'll have to take a look at that um after our live today. Only Me says hysterectomy at age 28 or 29, allegedly. Claire, Harry gave Megan peonies and she posted it on the TIG with the message spoiled, not Harry's name, of course, maybe the first time he sent flowers. So okay, so I did recording with RHR Jen before the LA fires. And I want to specify that it was before the LA fires because we didn't talk about the LA fires at all, and we were just talking about the trailer. And just a couple days before that, I created a video going through Harry and Meghan's first date as told by Harry on in Spare. And at the end of their first date, as they're saying goodbye, Harry picks up the check and Meghan says, since you picked up the check, I'll send Violet peonies. And that just got me really like, that's such a weird thing to say. Like, everything that Megan does, I believe, is purposeful. So, one of the reasons she could have done it is because she wanted to implant it in Harry's mind that she likes peonies so that he would send her peonies. Like, that's a very plausible thing. And I also wonder if it's something deeper than that. Like, if there is some significance for Harry that Megan purposely said peonies because to try to form some kind of connection with him with that. So, oh, I got caught behind. Ocean Gal says Lady C was on Dan Wooten about the pregnancies. Okay, I will definitely do that, Ocean Gal. Yep, politics will be interesting. And TikTok is gone, guys. But supposedly it might come back tomorrow. I don't know. Hi, Poncho. Glad you're here. I know DMF at this point, there's no amount, honestly. There and the thing is, like, I feel that the more things get bad for Megan, the more she gets erratic. And when she's erratic, she makes bad decisions, which creates a whole other storm. So I was saying, like, right before January 15, that the closer and closer we get to January 15, which was the original Netflix release date of With Love, Megan, that her behavior was going to get erratic, that we were going to see some ridiculous puff pieces. And that was the weekend that we saw them show up in Altadena. You guys, my puppy's taking my slipper. And my slipper is like almost as big as she is. Where are you going? Don't take it. She's so silly. She someone commented on one of my live streams to try to make them a little bit longer because they're so fun, and I really try, but there's my puppy, like, she's at my feet right now, and she's trying to pick up my slipper. Where do you think you're going? Don't do it. So cute. Anyways, let's see. Where did I get to? Oh, Kieran says ignore them. I know. And there's this like when you have imposter syndrome, I don't know, I think that's why maybe I had a little bit more anxiety today coming and doing the live. But then when I'm surrounded by all you lovely people and all the support that you give, I don't know, it's just it lifts me up for sure. Oh, thank you, Bernadette. I appreciate that. Thank you. Is that the best they could come up with? I know, I mean, Eileen, one of them one time, like, in the beginning told me something like, "You need therapy," and I was like, "Yeah, but who doesn't?" Right? Oh my goodness. Okay, Sexy V, so they're complaining about where are the Black friends on the cooking show and that she's the only using the of course, when she needs it. Yeah. Oh, thank you, DMF. Thank you, Ocean Gal. You guys are the best. Thank you, Lisa. Oh, thank you, Margaret. And that's kind of how I feel too. Like, if you don't like my voice, whether or not I read a passage from a book, that's not going to matter. You'll not follow me or you'll not watch my videos. So, yeah, you're right, Teaspoon. They are trying to intimidate. Oh my, look how wonderful you all are. Thank you, Alice. Yes, they do mean Eileen. Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate it greatly. Okay, you guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put up what I was going to show you all. And what I was gonna show you first was a passage from the actual Vanity Fair article, and it's kind of long, but I wanna point out specific things. So, what I'm gonna show is that this first paragraph, I'm not even gonna read it, but the purpose of this first paragraph is to talk about all the celebrities that live in Montecito, and that up until Harry and Meghan moved in, it seemed like it was a quiet place. So you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth line from the bottom, there's a quotation that says, "I think everyone, including the A-list celebs, would prefer that it's not on the map like it is," the Montecitan says. "It's a place where no one would ever bother a famous person beyond saying hello at the coffee shop as they would to anyone else." One resident says Montecito's defining characteristics are quiet and neighborliness. Then it continues. "The prince and the starlet," in quotation marks, as the Montecitan calls her, have become local villains, according to several people who spoke with Vanity Fair. They attribute the increase in housing prices to them as much as DeGeneres and point to out-of-towners coming in, driving too fast, and taking up all the street parking by local trails like the one Meghan was photographed hiking while Harry was in the UK for King Charles's coronation. And then they mentioned you can't even really go for dinner, that, all of this has happened since Harry and Meghan moved in, and that it didn't exist even though there were all these other celebrities that lived there before. And then they start talking about American Riviera Orchard, how Montecito is known as the American Riviera, and that, Meghan, here it says, "I still think they're the most entitled Disingenuous People on the Planet, the Montecito says. They moved away from England to get away from the scrutiny of the press, and all they do is try to get in the press in the United States. Okay, so I wanted to point that out to you, and I'm going to show you an article that was released today. But before I do, let me catch up on the chat. Oh, TikTok is back? Thanks, Melissa. I had no idea. Wow. So I recently, guys, it's up to you if you want to follow me or whatever. I post all the same things, but I recently made a TikTok and I also made an Instagram. I have like 4 followers on Instagram and like 20 on TikTok, but I figured, I can just cross post my stuff. So if you're interested, if you use those other apps, feel free to follow me, and it's my same username, Revealing the Narc, with the RV, and it's spelled RVealing. Um, oh yay, we're at 107 people. Thank you for everyone for being here. Okay, let me see what else is going on in the chat. Bernadette says, yeah, Megan will pick up the check and that will end up being the most expensive meal Harry will have ever eaten. I know, right? He's still paying for it. Alice says, I thought it was interesting how the Vanity Fair article said that Harry still has good manners. So the best thing about him, oh, that's a good point, was put there by the British royal family. I love that. Oh, thank you, Poncho. Say hi to Poncho from me as well. Thank you. Yeah, she's got so many. Lisa says she's got so many challenges coming from all sides. She doesn't know where to aim next. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. That's a good point, Claire. Peonies and his mother. And I tried to find a connection. Actually, Jen and I, we were getting ready to record, but we ended up in this 45-minute side conversation Googling this stuff, and we couldn't find the only connection we could find to Princess Diana was that I believe that when Meghan visited her burial site, that she left peonies for her, I believe. But yeah. Let's see. Oh, really, Maggie? How cute. So your puppy is 5 months old and does the same thing. Aw. Mine is 10 months old. So she's a puppy too. She's on my feet right now. And so you know how I told you my chair is new and my feet are kind of dangling? She's not doing it right now, but when I swing my feet back and forth, she thinks it's a toy and she'll like actually look, I said it and she's doing it now. She starts like pawing at it and playing with it kind of. She's so funny. She's a silly dog. Okay, let's see. Oh, thank you, Jim. Mom of 3, I appreciate it. Thank you, Deborah, and welcome. Thanks for being here. I know, right? And it's like what there's certain things that are characteristics you can't change. Like I can't change my voice, right? Like this is who I am. Actually, let me take that back. When I first started my channel, I had an AI voice, and if you think my voice is annoying now, you should go listen to those AI voice videos. Like I don't know how people like subscribe to me back then because yeah, my voice wasn't that great. I know, Melissa. That's what I should have said when the Sugar Squad, one of them said to me, "You need therapy." Okay, let me see. Yes, Sexy Bee. Diana's favorite flower were forget-me-nots. Yep. Oh, Lisa, that's great. Montecito got markled. That's great. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm sorry, guys, if I missed your chat. Okay, but I'm gonna go to the next um, article that I wanted to show you all, and get ready to laugh. Okay. Okay, so this article was released today, and the title is Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's kind gesture to neighbor as they enjoy bike ride. Is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The article starts off with that they were senior royals 5 years ago, and then they moved to America, and in the summer of 2020, they moved to a large Montecito mansion. And while things seem all happy behind closed doors, it seemed that the family are also enjoying life in the Montecito community. And I want to add commentary to this. Things don't seem happy behind closed doors. So anyone that watches them doesn't sense a happiness or joy or whatever coming from them. The comments are disappearing. I don't know, guys. I mean, Poncho, you too? I don't know. You mean comments like right now in the chat or on my videos? And while you answer that, I'm going to continue reading. So, actress Sharon Stone, who is neighbors with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, told Hello Magazine that the couple are part of the community and even kindly waved to a neighbor they did not know. Can you believe how wonderful these two are? They waved to someone they did not know. My jaw dropped when I saw this. And okay, so Sharon Stone is vouching for them and she's saying, I saw them wave to someone they didn't know. It's so sweet. So, okay, the article continues. Speaking in a new interview, Sharon said, the thing about them that is so great is they didn't come here to live off of our community. They came here to be part of our community. My friend said she was sitting in her car and they bicycled across the street and waved at her while she was sitting at the red light. They're part of our community. They've become a giving, caring, participating part of our community. So it's not even Sharon Stone that saw it, that experienced it. Sharon Stone's friend was the one that experienced it. And I wonder which one of them waved to her, Harry or Meghan, or both. It's so interesting. I don't know. It's funny to me. Let's see. I know, right? Ocean Gal says, please, I just puked a little in my mouth. How low is the bar set that waving to someone shows that you're a kind person? I can't with these two. I know, right? Just a Jen, who paid her off? Who paid her off? I know, it's utterly ridiculous. Yes. Paris, yes. Kieran says, Sharon who? Oh, Mean Eileen, that's a good point. Is she being sarcastic? Because we can't tell the tone from this. Right? That's a good point. But, oh my gosh. And you know that this is to try to contradict or, try to negate what was in the Vanity Fair article about them as neighbors. Even though we know we've heard from other neighbors too. I forget, this person was a royal commentator or something at one point, and they were in the German documentary, I believe, and they talked about how Harry and Meghan don't really give back to the community. They keep to themselves. They don't do volunteer work for the community. I don't know if you all remember that. Also, I guess, Melissa, we're playing a game. So every time community is brought up, you need to take a shot. Okay, so she waved at them, but it was with one finger. Mariana says Sharon Stone is not credible. If they were on bicycles, where were their security? Good point. Good point. Oh my gosh, Poncho. Poncho says Sharon stoned. Catherine says, did the stranger wave back? They probably said, who are they? Who are these people, right? And then I wanted to finish off with how the article ended. Okay, so this is again damage control. And the article ends with, since the start of the year, Harry and Meghan have also shown support for the community by volunteering to help those impacted by the recent LA wildfires. Can you believe that? How low can they go to even bring that up? So the things that show that Harry and Meghan are good people are waving to someone that they don't know and showing up to LA wildfires, walking on people's burnt down property without permission and having a camera crew. I can't with these two. I've actually calmed down a lot about this topic because it just fired me up so much when they did it. I just can't with these two. I just can't. Just the Jen says, aren't they always in blacked out SUVs? I guess they were on their bikes on this one, but I don't know. It's interesting. Bernadette says she waves at bicycles while walking past I know. While walking past a disabled man without a glance. Yes. That was footage from when they were in Pasadena. Christy says they were there for 13 to 17 minutes. I know. I know. They're just too much, these two. Hi, Susan. Welcome. I know, right, Alice? They really are. And Melissa says, yes, they brought donations, and it's like saying in quotation marks, I brought donations from my friends' stores. Look at me, like Jen would say. They're too much. Yeah. Okay, guys. So how do you feel about going into some funny questions? I came prepared. I know, just a Jen. But she wanted to be incognito. They were anonymous. They were completely anonymous. As the mayor says that to Fox 11 News. Ridiculous. Melissa says, I haven't ridden a bike since 2003 out of pure stubbornness, and I'm kind of proud of that. Good for you, Melissa. I have a Peloton, and I'm going to admit to you all, I've unplugged it since I got my puppy because she was going for the cables when she was a little baby, and I still haven't plugged it in. And she's 10 months old, guys. So I know, right, Christy? The fake hug was to a staff member, not a victim. You know what, Bernadette? So I think it was the Sidley twins that said this, and I think they're right on. I think that anything we talk about, that's the things that they're going to edit. And I'm going to ask you all a question. Do you think March 4 is going to happen? Do you think With Love Megan will actually drop on March 4? I'm curious to know what you all think about that. Yeah, okay, I'm going to pop up the question on here. And you guys get to it when you get a chance. But who do you all think Megan is blaming for the Vanity Fair article? Because you know she's going to be blaming someone because she can't take any accountability for her stuff. Okay, Paris thinks it won't air. Linda thinks it won't air. Marlorado thinks it won't air. Alice thinks that it has to for Netflix to get out of it. Yeah. Oh, Lisa. Okay, so Lisa says that she wanted to delay until April, if not longer. Interesting. Oh, Susan is saying that she's blaming a mole on her staff for the Vanity Fair article. Margaret says they'll drop it just to torture us. Mariana says, I'm not watching, so I don't care. Justa Jen says she will blame everyone because she just blames everyone. Christina doesn't think it'll air. Chrissy says yes, they will because there's a contract. Mean Eileen says that Megan blames the public. Bernadette says March 4th won't happen. Hi, Kumari, welcome. Nancy says she's going to film herself preparing food for the oh, gosh, if you guys don't even know my fury. Like, if that's what she does, she films herself preparing food for the firefighters. It reminds me of, remember when, gosh, I can't remember what the event was, but it was back when it was for the Grenfell fires, I think, where she had that cookbook. And there's video footage of her like pouring rice into like a platter, like from a pot into a platter. Like, you know, she didn't cook it. All she's doing is just pouring it into a platter and trying to take credit. So if she is going to film herself preparing food, like, all she's doing is probably taking it off the stove or something. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me get caught up on the chat. Not like a delay is going to make her any more likable. I know. I mean, I don't know her end game. My dog is running around with my shoes. She's so funny. Oh my gosh. Pancho says she's blaming all the racist people. Alice says she's blaming everyone because the world's against her. Mean Eileen says Netflix is deciding whether or not to air it or just take the loss. Do you all think that she could come back and like sue or have a lawsuit against Netflix because they didn't uphold their contractual agreement of airing the show? Because technically, this is supposed to be the launch pad, in my opinion, of her like lifestyle brand. So all of these pots and pans or whatever else she's going to sell. So she could maybe say that this is caught by Netflix not going through with the contract and not airing the show they filmed, that it's going to be detrimental for her finances, perhaps. Susan says their contract ends in April, so if it's going to air, it has to be before then. and Susan thinks it won't air. Bernadette says, first they said contract ended in February. Now I've heard it ends in June. Lisa says she'll blame God next. Yeah, it's always everybody else's fault. Jessica Jen says, if she shoehorns the fires into that show, I will throw out my TV. I will be infuriated. I seriously will. Chrissy says she's already blaming male aggressive people. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Mean Eileen thinks that she's going to blame the royal family. Tanya. Can you imagine Megan on a bike? Okay, I'm going to go to the next question. And the next question is, who do you think Harry is blaming for the Vanity Fair article? And do you think that Harry's even upset? That's another question. Like, do you think Harry is even upset about the Vanity Fair article? Like, I can see Megan being infuriated, but it didn't paint Harry in too bad of a light. Christina says they'll blame the British media. Yeah. Poncho says she's probably suing Netflix. Kieran says, I do wonder who gave the okay for that article to be written. Is Ari Emanuel throwing them under the bus now? That's just it, right? Like, I don't know how this happened. I feel like anything I've ever seen in Vanity Fair has been positive for them. Oh, okay, you guys. I recorded a video today. I haven't edited it yet, but I think you guys will get a kick out of it. So, when I talking about this Vanity Fair article reminded me of the Wild About Harry Vanity Fair article. And I remember in that portion of Tom Bower's book being kind of weirded out how Megan was acting with the journalist who was interviewing her. And there were like I feel like she was love bombing him and manipulating him. So she had like pictures of herself all over the wall. She had on her coffee table books about England. And she said she baked him a cake. She flattered him. And then Marcus Anderson shows up with a bottle of wine and offers to take the journalist to the airport. Like, it's just really, really weird behavior. So watch out for that video. I don't think I'll be able to, maybe I'll release it tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, thank you, Tanya. Hi. And I don't ride bikes. I know. I get it. Oh, thank you, Kumari. I'm glad you're here. I'm so excited. Everyone, I just want to give you all a reminder. If you could please hit that like button, it goes a long way. I appreciate it so, so much. And we're at 140 people. It's amazing. It's amazing. Linda says Netflix wants to be rid of Meg, and that's why the trailer has all the comments on. And they're hoping to help her see the truth or get rid of her. I love that, Linda. I agree. And I think also at this point, and I think the Sidley twins also said this, or some YouTuber said it. The only people, okay, so we know that there really aren't that many actual sugars that aren't bots. So there's not going to be a lot of that audience watching the show because they don't really exist, allegedly. So the people that are going to watch it are going to be people like me that just want to bring the information to you, right? So there are people that are, I don't know, just analyzing it very deeply, you know? So Netflix may also just be like, any publicity is good. Even negative comments are good. And the other thing too is on YouTube, when you like post content, you do get paid for that. So the more comments there are, the more views there are. You know, Netflix may be like, you know, it's pennies on the dollar, but at least we're making some money back, right? Let's see. Alice says, or she'll blame the British media because come back later when she's thought of a reason. I love that Mean Eileen. Hollywood is using her like she tried to use them. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so Paris thinks that Harry will blame William, and Deborah says she will have a laundry list of people to blame. Poncho says the British press. Susan says, I don't think Harry cares. I don't think he does either. And I think especially because it didn't, I mean, the worst it said about him, I think, or like if you read between the lines, was that he wasn't so bright. There was mention of an Oedipus complex, though, right? I need to go back and reanalyze it. It's such a long article. Um, and I picked one snippet that I talked about today about podcasting, and I've picked another snippet to analyze. I haven't gotten to it yet, though. So, yeah. Linda says Harry is off with the fairies. Alice says Harry is going to blame his father, brother, and the media. Oh, Christina, thank you for that. So Harry is upset. The article calls him dumb more than once. All right, that's good. I read it through all the way one time. So, yeah. It's a long article. Kumari says he's blaming Megan in his head, but agrees with her that is Vanity Fair. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Thank you, Poncho. Hit the like button, please. Maggie Michelle says Harry's going to be upset because he hates social media. Bernadette says, I'm sure Megan is gloating after the polo flop. Now it's Harry's turn. Oh my gosh. But you know she's going to make it Harry's fault. She's going to be like, in the trailer, you were in one scene, and if you weren't in the trailer, it would have done so much better. And he was only in like half a second shot. All right. I'm gonna oh my gosh. So I don't know why when I'm using this software, I end up like missing out. Like it looks like I'm caught up on the comments and then it shows that I'm way behind. And I hate that because I want to make sure to keep up with all of you. Okay. I'm gonna go all the way to the I see. Mean Eileen says the Oedipus complex is very real and very destructive. And Megan, she definitely used that. I mean, she showed up for the first date wearing Princess Diana's perfume, allegedly, right? Like, if that's not playing on the Oedipus complex, I don't know what is. By the way, does everyone know what the Oedipus complex is? I remember reading it in high school, and gosh, that was a long time ago. So I'm going to try to paraphrase it or summarize it the best I can, even though I don't quite remember. But there was, I think, king and queen, and the queen was pregnant, and a soothsayer, I guess that's what you call them, told the king that the child that's going to be born will eventually kill the king. Oh, I shouldn't say that word. Will eventually take the life of the king and marry the queen. So he got really scared, and I think he sent the kid off somewhere, thinking kind of like a Snow White story, send her off to the forest and let nature take its role, or actually take his heart or whatever. But it ends up that Oedipus, I think Oedipus was the boy's name. Yeah, Oedipus ends up surviving and grows up, and one day he's, I think, in a horror. Sorry, guys, if I'm like paraphrasing too much, but eventually that prophecy comes true. He bumps into his father. He ends up not knowing that it's his father, and he takes his life and marries the mom, not knowing it's his mom. Yeah, thank you, Paris. Thank you. Meanwhile, I'm over here talking for 5 minutes, and Paris explained it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words. Oh, thank you, Paris. That's great. Margaret says, I think Harry is angry with his mother. Margaret, can you expand on what you mean by that? I think I feel like his feelings are very complicated. And oh, did I miss someone named Dell? Hi, Dell. Let me go see I can't find your comment, but thank you, Dell. Oh, hi, Faith. So Faith says, I think in all reality, Harry blames Megan because he is now awake to the narcissist she is. Yeah, and you can't help but like at some point he's got to reflect and be like, how did my life get here? How am I marching for a surf shop? And that, like, you guys, if If Princess Diana's son can fall from grace like that and merge for a surf shop, like, that is something I never thought would happen. It's it's insane. I don't know. All right. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to put up the next question. Okay. So in that article, they also meant, was it in that article? Yes, I think so. Oh my goodness, you guys, my puppy is sitting at my feet and she's giving me the cutest puppy eyes. I love you too, little girl. You're such a good girl. Oh my gosh. She's so cute. um so yeah, in the Vanity Fair article, there was something about, and you guys, if I'm wrong that it was in Vanity Fair article, I'm sorry. Um, I blame it on a lack of sleep. But there was talks that someone was shopping around a post-divorce book for Megan, allegedly someone from her staff or someone from her team. So, what do you think the title of that book would be? Hi, Gemini. I'm glad you're here. All right. Pinky. Pinky says the divorce book would be called Bear. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Allison says, when I was 11, I planned my divorce. Oh, thank you, Poncho. She's really cute. Don't fall for the puppy eyes. Also says it's how they control us. I know she has my heart. This little girl has my heart. I know, Dell. This is my favorite. It's my favorite thing to do. I love it. It's such a good time. We have such a good time. Mean Eileen says Harry gives way too much energy to his ego. Yeah. Christina says, I survived with love. Do you think she would add Megan? I survived with love, Megan. Allison wins. Did I say? Yeah, I know, right? When I was 11, I planned my divorce. You know what's also interesting? That this reminds me. The Vanity Fair article from 2017, when she was, I think, allegedly love bombing the journalist, she brought up the soap story. And when Vanity Fair went to research it, they couldn't find evidence of it being true. And I'm paraphrasing, but Megan was upset that they didn't say this soap story in the article. And they didn't say it because they couldn't find evidence of it. Isn't that interesting? Pancho, can you hear us? Oh, Lolo says, hi there. All of the influencers in the Megxit community get harassed by Megan's sugars all the time. Yeah, they're relentless, right? Sexy Bee says it would be titled With Love Megan. Pancho, is everything okay? Lisa says the book would be called Spare Me by Megan, Duchess of Sussex. Zaza says her book would be called Why Me? Oh my gosh, KLC, Taja Trauma. Oh my gosh. Christina says, yeah, she totally add her name as long as most of the title is me, 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 me. And Dell, look at that. Dell is on the same page as you. Me, 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 me. Oh, the book, The Housekeeper's Diary, explains a lot about the dynamics between Diana and Harry. Oh, yes. I need to read that book. Sue says, I think Harry has some anger towards Diana also, being in Paris instead of London, not using her seatbelt, etc. If only feelings mixed with guilt about refusing to talk to her. Yeah. Gemini. The title of Megan's book would be My Pimp Marcus. Oh my gosh. Zaza says, me, 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 meanies. Alice says, 12 rules for grifters. Oh my gosh. Mean Eileen, how to turn a prince into a frog. Zaza, so many men, not enough time. That's a good point, Missy Lulu. Will she talk about her first divorce and second, allegedly? Karen says, how to marry and divorce a prince in 3 easy steps. Oh my gosh. Oh, Lisa, no one asked if I'm okay. Bye, Megan. Sexy bee, another one bites the dust. Catherine says, Harry ruined my non-existent career. I know, Kieran, is Poncho okay? I hope she comes back. Catherine says the book would be called Harry Ruined My Non-Existent Career. And actually, I don't know if Poncho's gone, but it seemed like the chat wasn't working, maybe. Megan would call the book Megan, Diana 2.0, according to Paris. Oh my gosh. Called I'm the Best or Read Me. Oh, this gets me to another question. And I didn't include that here, so I'm just going to randomly say this question and you guys can leave your answer. Okay, so would Megan, and I know the answer to all of this, would Megan have a revenge dress? And if she did, what would the revenge dress look like? So what do you guys think? Teaspoon, Megan, a story of survival. And that actually sounds like a Lifetime movie too, right? Can't you picture that being oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, Bernadette, so the Housekeeper's Diary is a page turner. Okay, I'll have to read it for sure. Susan says, my client, Henry Windsor. Oh my goodness. Just a Jen, how to be a perpetual victim. Yay, Poncho's back. Susan, that's a good one. I did it my way. Del Plumber says, enough about me. Let's talk about you. What do you think of me? Trying to get back about herself. Oh my gosh. Oh, is it Deborah? So Deborah says the Housekeeper's Diary is out of print. Very hard to find, but Shauna at the Vintage Read did an amazing book review of it. Okay, I'll have to do that too. Hi, Zephyr. Glad you're here. Bernadette thinks the book would be called One Tear, Left Eye, Go. Yeah, of course, Poncho. We're all part of the same community. And I love that. Revealing fam. I love it. Zephyr says the book would be called Life with Harry. Missy says, I posted a video on my ex account. It was Harry's maternal grandmother. She said after Diana's passing, she has found it unable to be angry at any person. Maybe Harry should have spent time with her. Maternal, so Diana's mom? Sexy B says the book would be I Could Have Had William. Marlo Roto says that if Megan had a revenge dress, it would be beige. I love it. Lisa says, Life After Harry the Grifter. Interesting. Zaza, I save the world through dish soap. Maggie, how I rebrand myself. Oh, you think, just a Jen, that her revenge dress will be a black version of the Red Carolina Herrera disaster? Oh my gosh. Awful. Mean Eileen says the revenge dress would be her birthday suit. Allison, the book would be called Thrive, A Grifter's Guide to Divorce. Okay, Bernadette says Cheer Denise also did a great review. I'm a really big fan of Cheer Denise. She's great. She's really great. I can't tell you how many hours I binged her stuff, especially when she did Spare. That was great. She'd cut the hideous red dress very short. Ew. That's some kind of revenge, right, Karen? Sue says, I hope the revenge dress wouldn't be a redo. Oh, look at all of you. You're all on the same page. Dell says, same thing. She'd be in her birthday suit. Melissa says the book would be called Finding My Voice with a black and white photo of Megan staring sadly into the distance. Oh my gosh, yes. And would she have a halo? Remember, what article was that there was this ring, like a halo on her head, even though it didn't look like an exact halo, but it was like a light halo. Oh my gosh. Zephyr says the book would be called Roast Chicken. The red dress, Susan says. She'd repurpose the red dress. A. Bertasso says, perhaps the book might simply be called Me Again, but when I was 11, I planned my divorce, and no one asked if I was okay, and others are pretty epic. Oh my gosh. Though I know, A. Bertasso, those are great. Oh, she's gonna wear it. Kieran says it's gonna be that red dress again. It's awful. Sonia says the dress Diana wore when she danced with John Travolta. Oh, she like threw it in her bag, Sonia. Oh my gosh. She'd wear the red dress, but in blue or green, like the Kermit outfit, according to Teaspoon. Let's see. Okay, Alice, I'm glad you're back. Okay, so Missy Lulu says yes, Francis, his grandmother. Lisa. Who's Next by Megan. Yes, Susan. He must harbor a lot of regret about that. So, on the night that Princess Diana passed, Harry didn't take a call from his mom because he was playing video games. I know, right, Lolo? Real celebrities do not call the media and plant articles on a daily basis. Like Meghan plants articles on a daily basis, allegedly. Kumari says the book will be called I'm Such a Fraud by Meghan Markle. Del says she would call the book I'm a Princess. Pancho says her revenge dress would be any of Diana's. Sexy bee. The book would be called Dumping Harry in 3 Easy Steps. Jen, Through the Lens, My Life, My Truth. That had a very like poetic ring to it, Jen. I threw it all away. Oh, Zaza, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is petty, evil, and small? EDF, the girl who kissed a prince and turned him into a frog. Abe Ratasso, life is a grift. Oh, you guys are great. I love it. Okay, I'm going to go to the next question. And how behind am I? Oh my gosh, how do I get so behind? Okay, so if they were to divorce, who do you think would be Team Meghan from their friends? Like their famous friends that we know of. And you could also mention members of the royal family if you can think. And I say the royal family because the next question is going to be which of their friends would be Team Harry? After the book, Ellie says she'll be creating a makeup brand. Sussex love Meghan. Mary says how to turn a prince into a frog. Oh, thank you, Zephyr. That Jen and I we talked for 3 hours. It was great. It was great. It was such a good time. Alice says they don't have friends. Or Missy Lulu says they don't have friends. Alice says Scobie. Scobie would be Team Meghan. Oh, the crying makeup artist guy, just Jen says. That's a good one. Ooh, Mean Eileen, Owen Scobie, and Prince Andrew. Yikes. Kieran says she'll get custody of Marcus and Scooby. Karen says no one likes her. Deborah says they have friends. Dale says Marcus, Marcus, and Marcus. Aneki says Omid. Lisa says Tyler Perry might, and Mindy Kaling might if she's paid enough by WME. Yeah. Sue says her team will be bots. They don't have friends. Hi, Kumari. I don't know if you meant that to me, but you're my friend too. Allison says anyone on the payroll. Yeah, money talks, right? Oh my goodness. That's another thing I need to do an analysis of. The more claims of, the bullying allegations towards her employees. Zaza, you think Queen Camilla would be Team Meghan? I don't know. Because she said she did really bad stuff to Queen Camilla, didn't she? I feel like she was behind. I feel like she used Queen Camilla as a way to manipulate Harry. And let me say what I mean by that. So clearly, Harry would have some resentment towards Queen Camilla just based on the history between Princess Diana, King Charles, and Queen Camilla, right? And we've also heard rumblings about that. So if Meghan can capitalize on that, so, kind of fire Harry up against Queen Camilla, she's going to achieve 2 things. She's going to cause distance between Harry and Camilla, but she's also going to isolate Harry from his dad because like any distance that's created between Harry and Camilla, that has to impact the relationship of Harry and King Charles, right? So I feel like Queen Camilla was used a lot in isolating Harry. Alice says, no, Camilla, she's not a perfect person, but she loves his father and hates how they've treated him. Yeah. Maggie Michelle says, Marcus, Abigail Spencer, and the makeup guy Daniel, probably the Sussex Squad too. Yeah. What about Christopher Bouzy, maybe? I know, Zephyr, you're right. H has done more to disparage his mother than anybody else. Yes. Yes. D-Doll says probably all part of her psycho strategy. She wanted to establish peonies as their flowers, as in their song, their restaurants. That makes sense, D-Doll. There's something, yeah, it's very suspicious, this whole thing with the peonies. Yes, Sonia, Camilla had a lot more difficulty with the press and for decades, right? For Megan, it was what, 2 years? 3 years? I don't know. Gemini says she would fight for friends on her team because Megan will immediately need people on her side for the divorce as witnesses. Ooh. So she will be using people from Archwell team. Yeah. Justa Jen says, I think the checks stopped clearing for Bouzy. That's a good point because okay, I've blocked him on X. So I haven't seen anything that he would have posted, but I also haven't heard anyone talk about him on any of these other YouTube channels. Okay, I'm going to go to the next question. And the next question is, which of their friends would be Prince Harry? And Dell, I'm not sure, Dan Wooten and Samantha, would they be Team Harry or Team Meghan? Missy says, hopefully when they divorce, Harry marries up someone with values and a moral compass. I hope he doesn't go for someone worse than Meghan. I mean, when you've been in a relationship like that with someone like Meghan, you need a long time to be single because and this is just in my experience, if you get into a relationship immediately, you're going to seek someone out that is very similar to the manipulative and toxic behavior that you witnessed. And the way that I see this is when you're in a narcissistic romantic relationship, it's such a roller coaster that you're having like massive amounts of the happy chemicals come into the happy neurotransmitters come out when you're being love bombed. So like dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin. And then you have really deep like depression. So the way I see it is like I don't know if it'll make sense, but on the earthquake, the Richter scale, when an earthquake is happening, how it oscillates so much, it has very quick peaks and valleys. So that's something that you end up used to. So you end up seeking something out that gives you those intense feelings, those intense highs and intense lows. You kind of have to let your nervous system reach a baseline again. And like if once you're out of a relationship like that, anyone that behaves in a healthy way will be unattractive to you because you're not in that like healthy brain space. I don't know if that all makes sense. Let me see, let me go back. Okay. Yes, Lolo, I believe this too. She was definitely stalking Harry and the royal family, and I really love doing those deep dives into this. So a lot of my videos, they may be about things that have happened in the past, but it's because it's so fascinating. Like, I always want to know what's going on. And also, Lolo from Los Angeles, I hope you're safe from the fires. Yeah, I hope you're safe from them. Bouzy is onto a new grift. Oh, by the way, everyone, so it seems starting tomorrow, There's another red flag warning in Southern California, and there's going to be high winds again from tomorrow, Monday, until Tuesday at 10 p.m. So prayers for all of Southern California again that, we don't see major outbreaks. What did happen last week when we had those high winds again, especially in where I live in Riverside County, the fires that ended up, starting were put out really quickly. So the first responders, thank you, for all your service. They're all ready to go. And yeah, it's amazing. So let's see. Samantha would be Team Harry. Maybe some of his old school friends might come back. That would be great if they do. Susan says Nacho and Charles. But what about Susan? What do you think about Delphina? Would she follow her husband and go stick with Harry, or would that create conflict between Delphina and Nacho? Thomas Merkel Jr. I could totally see that. I could totally see that. That's the most unlikely team to come out of this, Dan and Samantha, right? They've all been hurt by Megan. Yeah. Christina says, I'm still thinking they won't divorce anytime soon. Just my opinion, but they're stuck. I'm kind of in that same place, Christina. I think that too. The Sidley twins have a great theory, though, that Megan really has. Like, the only way she can gain sympathy from the public is if there's a divorce, right? She really has nothing else that could potentially increase public opinion of her, in my opinion. And of course, it doesn't mean I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. Alice says pretty much everyone, and Oprah and Serena. Shock horror, he's a prince. Oh, wouldn't Megan feel so betrayed by that? Yes, Gen F. Harry needs deprogramming. Yes. Justa Jen says Harry needs handlers, not a partner. Yeah. Poncho says Team H would be every single friend and probably the world. Yeah, I think a lot more people empathize with Harry than they do with Megan. Oh, Zephyr. I'm so sorry. Had to let Zephyr says had to let my gal go on Friday. Been a rough couple of days. She was such a good girl. Is this your puppy? Your little doggy? There is no pain worse than that, in my opinion. Like that, so I lost my dog. It's almost gonna be a year in March. And I cry every single day, guys. Like every single day. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself once that 1-year day comes up. And it's crazy because I remember that entire week before she passed. Like, I remember every single day what happened. So when it becomes, the 1-year mark, it's not just going to be one day that I'm grieving, but every single day that week, I'm going to remember what happened. Oh, it's so awful. Let's see. Yes, yes, yes. Kieran, and narcs cause deregulation of one's nervous system. It takes a long time to recover from that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sonia says, I think Harry eventually will go back to the Royals, but not for a few years until he wakes up and admits to his bad behavior. He is going to need all the support he can get. Yes, Margaret is saying sorry, Zephyr. It's really horrible. I'm really sorry too. Karen says, I think most of his old friends will come back because they know he's been mentally suffered, basically. Yeah. Poncho's also saying sorry, Zephyr. Zaza. My ideal is for Harry to come out of the closet and marry a man. I mean, who knows? It could be. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Zephyr. Thank you. Yes, bless the firefighters, just a Jen. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Christina. It's been really lucky. I we have an app, it's called Watch Duty, so I'm constantly checking it, and I also have notifications on if something happens, so yeah. Yes, Zephyr, they've been amazing. Me and Eileen says Trevor Engelson would be Team Harry. Oh, Missy says, I feel Megan also stalked Pippa. Pippa had that beautiful book, Celebrate, about, oh, I didn't know that, about entertaining at home. I believed that she had major envy of Pippa as well. Thank you, Poncho. Happy 24th. And in just a couple of hours, I'm going to have my 25th. In 14 hours, I'm going to do another live tomorrow at 9 a.m. Zephyr says Delphina will break with Nacho. She's not going to back the losing wagon. I'm not sure what you mean, Zephyr. Like, you think she'll follow Harry or she'll go with Megan? Lisa says Harry will join the Married Megan Survivors Club. Susan, Delphina would stay quiet. Yeah. Delphina will stick to the royals, Kieran says. Let's see. How did I end up so behind? You know, Zaza, it's so hard. So Zaza says, I tell everyone to immediately adopt another dog and put off mourning because it is a bottomless well. It's like, it depends. It's different for every person. I couldn't at the time. I feel like that would have hurt me a lot. And also, I was going to be traveling for like 3 weeks, like 2 months after my puppy passed. So I wasn't able to do that. And I had a good chunk of time, 3.5 months roughly, that I didn't have a dog. And I mean, it's just really hard. I mean, if it's possible and you feel ready to do it, it's a beautiful thing to do. But, there's always this, like, piece of you that's not my previous dog, and I mean, that's always gonna be. Oh, I'm sorry, Dell. 10 years like yesterday. I know. I know. Lisa says, "Oh, Zephyr, that's awful." It is. Oh, Zephyr, I missed your message. She's the lighter dog. Oh, I'm so sorry, Zephyr. Just Jen says, we lost our cat Bagel last Feb, and I clearly remember every moment of that last week. I know. It's awful. Hugs to you too, Jen, and hugs to you, Zephyr. What a beautiful community we have. Look at all of this support. Zephyr says watch duty is the best. Wishing you all the strength, Zephyr. Kelly, that's a good point. That's a good point. I don't want to read those words out loud because I don't know what gets flagged. Yeah. All right, everyone. I'm sorry that I'm cutting it short. My puppy needs to eat and she's giving me the puppy dog eyes. So I want to thank you all for being here. I hope some of you are available to join the live stream in 14 hours. Um, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you for making my Sunday night amazing. Zephyr, I'll be thinking of you. And yeah, I love you all. Um, Happy Sunday, and I hope you all have a beautiful week. Talk to you all later. Bye, everyone.